새해를 맞이하여 소원을 빌고 계획을 세우는 일은 리셋 버튼을 누르는 것처럼 예전과는 다른 삶을 기대하게 합니다. 버튼을 한 번 눌러 지나간 아픈 과거 삭제, 다이어트 성공, 빚 청산, 연봉 10배가 된다면 버튼이 닳아 없어질 때까지 누를 겁니다. 하지만 새해를 시작하는 Fresh Start, 새로운 출발 효과는 오래가지 않습니다. 해가 거듭될수록 나는 안 되는 인간인가 봐를 반복하게 되고 자존감도 추락하죠. 2014년에 한 연구에 따르면 나이의 뒷자리가 9로 끝나는 사람들이 삶에서 더 유의미한 변화를 맞이했다고 합니다. 예를 들어 29세, 39세의 사람들, 1년 후면 나이의 앞자리가 바뀌는 사람들은 그 누구보다 1년이라는 시간에 몰입하고 집중을 할 수 있는 건데요. 새해에 세우는 새로운 계획과 시도를 성공하기 위해서는 명확한 이유가 필요합니다. 하지만 아무리 성공하고 돈을 많이 벌고 유명한 사람이어도 이 부분을 쉽게 어떻게 해줄 수 있는 방법이 있는 건 아닌데요. 자신이 꼭 성공해야만 하는 강력한 이유를 가진 사람만 성공하는 것이 법칙이라면 왜 10명 중에 한두 명만 성공하게 되는지 이해가 되기도 합니다. 모두가 성공에 몰입할 수 있는 상황이 아니기 때문인데요. 하지만 인간이라면 누구나 몰입할 수밖에 없는 상황이 있습니다. 바로 삶과 죽음입니다. 인간의 삶과 죽음에 대한 근본적인 이야기 하나로 미국 전역에서 가장 유명한 랍비가 된 매니스 프리드먼의 이야기를 들어보시죠.
So is there life after death? What dies is dead. What's alive lives. So what lives? What lives on? Every aspect of your life, your emotions, your memories, your relationships, your wisdom, your knowledge, your pains and your pleasures, they all live on. Because they are all aspects of life, and life only knows how to live. Life can't die. It's an oxymoron. So the question of, is there life after death? It's an unnecessary conundrum. Life lives, bodies go back to the dust.
Can you briefly tell us life and death, heaven and earth, hell?
Okay. Every soul that keeps you alive comes from heaven. It's a spiritual thing. The body comes from earth. It's a physical thing. When the soul enters the body at birth, the body comes alive. The soul is a living thing. Can't ask what gives the soul its life. The soul is life. Just like you can't ask what do batteries run on. Batteries run on batteries. So that connection between body and soul is limited. Every person has a certain amount of years that they're going to live by divine plan. When the time comes for the body and soul to separate, the soul goes back to where it came from. The body goes back to where it came from. It's a very natural, organic process. That's why we don't do cremation. Let the body go back to where it came from, just like the soul goes back to where it came from. Now, when the soul comes back to the place of souls, which we call heaven, it might feel a little awkward and embarrassed because it's so used to being in a body that it doesn't know how to be a soul again without a body. So there's an embarrassment, adjustment stage when you forget about life in a body and get used to being a soul without a body. That embarrassment is called hell. How else can a soul suffer? You can't burn a soul in a barbecue. You can't poke a soul with tridents. The only way a soul feels pain is embarrassment, shame. That shame doesn't last forever. So it turns out that nobody goes to hell. Hell is not a place. You don't go to hell. You go through hell to get to heaven. In very rare occasion, a soul is so corrupted that it will not go back to being a soul. It's doomed. It stops being a soul. It becomes just generic energy, but it doesn't have a personality anymore. It doesn't have its memories anymore. It's not what it used to be. Now it could be the energy in your refrigerator, but you're not a soul anymore. You're not a person anymore. You're not a conscious being anymore. But for most people, hell means getting used to being a soul again without the pleasures of a body. The main thing is, then what? Then what? You go back to being a soul, and that's it. It's like bungee jumping. You jump, Till you get to the bottom, then you go back up. Death is not forever. Life is forever. So it comes down to a simple question. You want to stay in heaven and have God take care of you? Or do you want to come back into a body so that you can do something for God?
Perhaps the latter? Does it depend on each person's choice?
It's really what you're taught. If you're taught to take care of yourself, well, what's better than being in heaven and having God attend to you? But it's narcissism. So the teachings of the Torah is do everything you can to be of service to God. And in order to do that, you have to stay in a body. So take care of your health, eat well, sleep when you're supposed to, don't get yourself sick. If you are sick, go to a doctor. Why? Because you do have some place to go. If your legs won't take you, you can't get to where you need to be. Where do you need to be? Wherever God needs you. So healthy means my body is not getting in the way of my service of God. If the body is injured or hurt, it gets in the way. You can't serve God. There are people who don't have the use of their legs or their vision, but they wake up enthusiastic and they serve God with joy. And they don't even need to use their legs. What should we call those people? Cripples? They're accomplishing what they're meant to accomplish. That's not crippled. In fact, if you can accomplish it without the use of legs, you're gifted. It's like the repairman who can repair any machine with one screwdriver. Others need a truckload of tools. That's why we should call them special if they wake up with enthusiasm. On the other hand, you can have somebody who is completely athletic, but he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't know why. That person is sick. So giving charity, for example. Yeah, I can give charity because I like it. It feels good. It feels right. Or God is waiting for me to give charity because that's how his world is improved for him. Now I'm not just righteous. Now I'm serving God, and that's infinite. Righteous is finite. Such a change, right? Such a drastic. No amount of success is going to satisfy a person if he doesn't know why he's here. Success takes effort. So even after you succeed, you still have the question, what was that for? I had to work very hard so that I can now be successful. And what does successful mean? I have a house, I have a car, I can eat, I can drink. For this I had to work so hard. Years of my life to end up nowhere. The good news is that everybody is thinking like this. So we're on the verge of a dramatic change in people's mentality. That is such good news.